Broadcasting live from the Meridics v OBS Studio Broadcast Center at Fordyce Center in Antioch. This is GNASH Hockey on the Middle Tennessee Sports Network as we are wrapping up Week 2 of the 2026 GNASH postseason. A very busy week with the first Henry Hine Cup Winners Bracket semifinal. And it's the old rivals, JP2 and Father Ryan, JPII-MLK-GCS, taking on the Fighting Irish, the 4 seed versus the 1. Bizarro world that first round of the Hine Cup was. The top 4 seeds all won their games, whereas in the Preds Cup, 3 of the top 4 seeds lost. One of them got knocked out on Monday, and now another one's going to get knocked out next Wednesday. Yeah. But we're going to have 2 of the top 4 in the Preds Cup Winners Bracket final. And the winner of this game, well, regardless of this game's result, both of these teams will be playing again on February 23rd. The winner of this game will play the Tennessee Outlaws Independent Centennial winner in the Winners Bracket final on February 23rd. The loser of this game will play Brentwood BAUSN in the second Losers Bracket quarterfinal on the same date. Both those games will be at rink on the Terry Crisp rink out in Bellevue. All right, let's go over the final scores from this week so far. It's been a busy week. We've had 4 teams eliminated, so we have 12 teams still playing GNASH hockey in this season. By this time next week, we'll have 9 left because we'll knock out 3 next Wednesday. Let's go back to Monday. We'll start with the 2 Predators Cup Losers Bracket first round games. Lawson beating Ravenwood 7-3. The GNASH Cup regular season champs going 2-0 in the Preds Cup. And Montgomery Bell defeating Ensworth Lipscomb CPA 4-3 in overtime, so 2/3 of the defending Preds Cup champs knocked out. The Hine Cup first round completed on Monday as well. Independent Centennial beating the Clarksville Kings 9-2. The Tennessee Outlaws beating Brentwood BAUSN 5-3. JPII-MLK-GCS beating Mount Juliet Wilson Central Lebanon 6-5. On Tuesday in the first Hine Cup elimination game, it was Mount Juliet beating the Rutherford Rampage 8-4, so the Rampage's season ending. And then last night in the Predators Cup Winners Bracket semifinals, it was Franklin beating Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian 6-0. Nolensville beating Page Summit 4-1. And in the second game of the first round of the Hine Cup Losers Bracket, it was Brentwood BAUSN bringing Clarksville's season to an end with a 6-3 win. So just the one game tonight here on the North Rink in Antioch. JPII-MLK-GCS taking on Father Ryan in the first Hine Cup Winners Bracket semifinal. As the Zamboni's gone off, and now this gentleman brushing off the excess snow that was left on that little doorstep or whatever it is. Pushing it off before the rink doors are closed. And I'll start talking about both teams once they get out on the ice. Of course, not much to talk about. I'm only going over the playoff stats. They've only played 1 game. They've each only played 1 game. Doing this game tonight, and then we're going to do the other Winners Bracket semi here on Tuesday between the Outlaws and Indy. And in the next Hine Cup game I'm going to do will be the Losers Bracket semifinal on February 25th, and then the Losers Bracket final the next night, and then, of course, I'll be doing the championship games the week after that. All right, so there is the buzzer to bring both teams onto the ice. Now we just need the officials to get out here. And then that warm-up clock can start rolling. Do have a bit of team news regarding JP2. They are missing a few key players. Here come the officials. Okay. So we can start talking about both teams. First up, JPII-MLK-GCS, coached by Justin Clark. Won their opening round game on Monday night against Mount Juliet Wilson Central Lebanon 6-5, and that game did end in regulation. So let's go over the playoff stats with one. Give you that team news as well. Joe Hiller, the leading scorer. He's got 4 points from a goal and 3 assists. Reese Davidson and Ian Sullivan each with 3 points from 2 goals and an assist. Michael McEver with 2 points from a goal and an assist. David Bavis with 2 points from assist. Carter Bohoric and Jagger Dwyer each with a point from an assist. Moving on to goalie play. Collier Owen started that game against Mount Juliet, and he played 39 minutes, but he ended up in a collision with, I think it was Jordan Antar, late in the game and suffered an ankle injury. He had to be taken out. They were up 6-4. Mount Juliet scored 1 more goal but didn't get another, so Owen gets the win. So his playoff record is 1-0-0. He played 39 minutes, goals against average of 4.31. He allowed 4 goals on 27 shots, turned away the other 23. His save percentage in the postseason so far is .852. Ethan Hickerson came in for those last couple of minutes, allowed 1 goal on 2 shots. So his save percentage is .500. His goals against average is 21. Collier Owen is out for tonight's game with an ankle injury, so Ethan Hickerson will start. And their backup, they've had to go to the goalie pool to get a backup. It is Cade Garrett, Hendersonville Beach Lawson's third-string goaltender, who played and started in just 1 game as a goaltender. That was the November 10th win, 7-5 November 10th win over Brentwood. Cade was playing as a skater the other night in Hendersonville's win over Ravenwood in the Preds Cup. So here he is playing in a playoff game in the B tournament. Well, maybe not playing, but sitting on the bench, maybe having to go in just in case. All right, on to Father Ryan, coached by Kyle Dora. Won their Preds Cup opener last Thursday, 4-1 over the Rutherford Rampage. Gage Hart with 3 points from a goal and 2 assists. Sam Halloran, 2 points from a goal and an assist. Ridgeway Lambert and Hudson Laux, each with a point from a goal. Jackson Bruzinski and Curtis Newman, each with a point from an assist. Zach Fonsbeck played in goal, played the full 42 minutes, so his record in the postseason so far is 1-0-0. Allowed 1 goal and 17 shots, turned away the other 16. His save percentage in the postseason so far is .941, and his goals against average is 1 even. So it'll be interesting to see who Father Ryan go with in net, knowing that they're going to be facing Hickerson. Ethan Hickerson, he made a couple of starts. You go back and look. What's the last time he played? Let me pull up the regular season stats for JP2. Get my rosters out. There we go. Got the rosters out. Now I'm just trying to pull up the goalie stats here. Said he played in 4 games, started 2. Said he got some action in the game against Nolansville last month. Let's see. He's 1 start. His first start was the game against Ravenwood back in October. I think he started the NBA game as well. Anyway, ready to go with the start of this one. Jack Carpenet going to start in goal for Father Ryan. Again, Ethan Hickerson starting in goal for JP2 for this first period. Ryan will carry the puck towards me. JP2 will carry it away from me. I am standing behind and to the left of the net that JP2 will defend for this first period. The benches side to my left is the near side. The bleacher side to my left is the near side. Benches side to my right is the far side. These two teams met back in November 10th. Father Ryan won 4-2. We did that game. So here's the rematch. As Hugo Ford on the near side trying to pass the puck up the ice, and it went off the stick of Sam Halloran and out of play. And that took the first. Oh, Danny Corns forgot to start the clock. He was having to run off some time. Draw right at center. I think he reset the clock. Turned it back to 14 seconds, so that was a draw to restart the game. Okay. Okay, that's never happened before. Gage Hart on the slot, a shot, score. Gage Hart actually in the right circle, fires it into the roof of the net. And Father Ryan take a 1-0 lead. And, oh, man, I really hate that for JP2 and Ethan Hickerson. It looks like he's in for that kind of night. JP2's bench kind of short. Oscar Ford's still out with an injury. The Emersons are out. Both parishes. So Justin Clark's got a short bench tonight, and this could be a very long game. But, hey, at least they're getting another shot. Jagger Dwyer with the puck in the Father Ryan zone, going around the back of the net, trying to pass it out to the right point. Michael McEver holds it in, sends it around the kick plate. Back to the near side. Puck in the left wing corner. Trying to put it in front was Ben Parrish. Actually, well, that's Ben Parrish, so Sam must be out. It's Sam Parrish who's out. And then a big hit on the near side, taking out Danny Libby. And that's going to result in an interference penalty against the Knights. And it is Jagger Dwyer going to the box. So Father Ryan getting the first power play of the game, already up 1-0, just 46 seconds in. Draw to the left of Hickerson. Father Ryan win the draw, but turn it over to JP2, and it's cleared out of the zone by David Bavis. Puck picked up by the Irish. They bring it through center. Hudson Laux, left wing side of the JP2 zone. Puck knocked off his stick, got caught back up to it in the left wing corner. Out in the blue line with it, Curtis Newman, passing to the right wing, Laux. Back to the center point, Newman. Newman taking a shot, missed the net to the right of Owen. Puck put in front, and a shot, score. Sam Halloran backhanded the puck across the top of the crease to the left circle, and Gage Hart fires it into the back of the net to convert the power play and score his second goal of the game. And it's 2-0 Father Ryan with 12:39 to go in the first. And folks, if this keeps up, those of you who read the newsletter, this will just be a generic recap instead of a play-by-play if this gets uglier for JP2. Draw one by Father Ryan, brought into the JP2 zone. Hugo Ford intercepts, clears it out. He took it away from Sam Pinkston. Father Ryan dumbing it back in. It's on goal, turned away by Owen. Puck on the by Hickerson. Turned away from the far side boards, and now a shot from the slot. And Emma Causey, I think it was blocked before it ever got to Hickerson. Again, I wish the big scoreboard on the other side of the ice was working. I could see shot totals. The little scoreboard up above me that I have to turn around to look at doesn't have a shot counter on it. Danny Libby brings the puck to center. Backhands it down the far side, up. Back into the JP2 zone, and one of the referees was saying no icing because he saw that Ian Sullivan touched the puck, but the linesman disagreed and blew the whistle. 11:57 to go in the first, 2-0 Father Ryan. Draw is to the left of Jack Carpenek. Nope. Now they're realizing they blew the whistle in error, so they're going to drop the puck right at center. Draw one by JP2, but turned right over to the Irish. Emma Causey dumps it into the JP2 zone. Puck going to the inboards. Picked up by Hugo Ford. Carried around to the far side. He'll carry to center. Back into the Father Ryan zone, try to go to the slot, puck poked away, held in and sent back down low, I think by Larry Powell. And Father Ryan cleared out up the near side, intercepted back at center by JP2. Then turned back over to the Irish. Here is MLK-GCS in the JP2 zone on the left wing side. Got pushed away from the puck by Ian Sullivan. It's cleared out by Carter Bahoric. Now brought back into the Father Ryan zone. Puck at the inboards going towards the left wing corner. And cleared out up the near side back into the JP2 zone. Picked up by Sullivan. Going in front of his own net, actually skating towards his own net as he was trying to get away from Gavin Thornburg. Puck at center again. Brought back into the Father Ryan zone, and a shot, I think, from Sullivan on the left wing. Missed the net to the right of Karpanek. Puck on the inboards. Father Ryan with it again. It's out at center. Gage Hart dumps it back into the JP2 zone, picked up by Hiller. Joe Hiller brings it to the far side, and it poked off his stick by Hart. Held in at the left point. Now, puck sent towards the front of the net by, I think, Jackson Bruzinski. Trying to catch up to it was Haller, and it was steered away by Hickerson. Now back the other way go JP2. Shot from Larry Powell, misses the net to the right of Karpanek. Rebound came off the boards, and the rebound try missed it to his left. And now here come the Irish through center again. Hart, right wing side of the JP2 zone. Finds some space, a shot into the stomach of Hickerson, who hangs on for the whistle. 9:45 to go in the first, still 2-0 Father Ryan. Whoop. Don't know why I added a goal there. I subtracted it. Draw to the left of Hickerson. Won by Father Ryan. Shot from the right point, and Curtis Newman misses the net to the left of Hickerson. And the puck cleared out by JP2. It's on the near side boards. Picked up by Curtis Newman. Passes across. Now ahead to center. Sam Pinkston. Try to get it over to Ridgeway Lambert. It was intercepted for a moment by Reese Davidson. Now the Irish have it back in their own zone. Passed up the near side. Taken by Michael McEver. Now Hudson Laux. Left wing side of the JP2 zone. Took a bump. Puck going towards the inboards. Sent around to the near side by Michael McEver. Ended up on the stick of Laux. Now Ridgeway Lambert with a shot. Oh, he hit the bottom bar on the outside of the left-hand side of the net, shooting from the right face-off dot. Puck sent around the boards to the far side. Going to be held into the left point by Newman. Newman will fire it back around the kick plate to the near side. Laux on the right half wall. Pushed off the puck. Lambert with it. Goes below the goal line. Now skates back up the right wing boards. Passes out to the blue line. Newman at the left point with a shot. Hit a body in front. Hit Michael Jaskowski right in front of the net. Now here's Hiller having it knocked off his stick by Lambert. He gathers it back in. Goes behind his own net. Now immediately emerges as Jaskowski was coming after him. Puck out at center. JP2 making a change. Puck pass down the near side. Sam Pinkston inside the JP2 zone, taking a shot from the right point. Blockered away by Hickerson. Puck out at center. Sliding back into the Father Ryan zone. Danny Libby gets to it. Passes up the near side. That's brought back into the JP2 zone, and a shot stopped by Hickerson. Knocked it down in his left-hand post. That was MLK-GCS taking the shot. Now the puck out at center again. Father Ryan take it back. Bring it right back in. Fired to the inboards by Pinkston. Now it's out on the far side. Hugo Ford runs into Gavin Thornburg. Trying to carry it out. Puck held in at the left point, and a shot stopped and covered up by Hickerson. May have held it in his glove. That was from Merrick McCullers out at the left point. 7:24 to go in the first, and it's still 2-0 Father Ryan. Draw will be to the right of Hickerson. Won by the Irish. Puck slides past the back of the net. And JP2 have it out at center. Here is Larry Powell. Getting his and Knox Morgan's names mixed up, and puck was brought into the Father Ryan zone. Offside by JP2. Draw will be on the dot in front of the Irish bench. Draw is won by Father Ryan. Gage Hart back in the JP2 zone, try to pass the slot, but unable to get to it was Brzezinski. David Bavis trying to clear, and he does up the far side. Puck back at center. Curtis Newman passing to the near side. Brought back into the JP2 zone and back into the inboards by Brendan Malloy. Malloy puts it in front, and a shot stopped point blank by Hickerson on Sam Halloran. Hickerson making a big save. He's really settled down since those first two goals as JP2 iced the puck. 6:33 to go in the first, still 2-0 Father Ryan. Draw is going to be to Hickerson's left. Won by the Irish. Taken by Joe Hiller, sent up the near boards. Intercepted, held in by Ridgway Lambert, and his shot attempt went off Hiller's stick and bounced across the slot, across the stick blade of, I think, Laux or Jaskoski, who was all alone. And then JP2 ended up icing the puck. Draw will be to Hickerson's right this time. Puck goes to the left wing corner. And there's going to be a penalty against the Irish. Puck taken by Curtis Newman to get the whistle, and it is a cross-checking call against Hudson Laux. So JP2 getting their first power play of the game, down 2-0 with 6:06 to go in the first. We'll see if they can make something of it. They really have not had any big chances at goal so far. Draw is going to be to the right of Jack Karpanek. Won by the Irish. Danny Libby sending it up the far side, held into the right point. Michael McEver immediately shoots. Stopped by Karpanek, and he's got it covered. Draw will be to Karpanek's left. Won by the Irish. Puck brought to center. It's in the JP2 zone. Knights get it back, clear it to center, but it's dumped right back in as it came to Emma Causey. Michael McEver now. Stretch pass up the near side. Now it's passed across and dumped back into the Father Ryan zone by Ian Sullivan. Puck comes up to the left point. Joe Hiller passing across to the right point. Michael McEver moving down the wall, taking a shot. Blocked. I don't think it ever got to Karpanek. And the rebound cleared out of the zone. Puck back in the JP2 end. Hiller with it. Stretch pass up the far side. Connects at center. Minute left in the power play for JP2. They turn it over inside the Father Ryan zone. Curtis Newman getting to it. Fires it around the boards of the near side. Hits David Bavis. JP2 keeps it in the zone. And Reese Davidson at the left point trying to get it down the wall. It was deflected by an Irish stick and then shot down the other way. Hickerson leaves it for Hiller, who almost had it stolen to the right of his own net by Ridgway Lambert. 30 seconds left in the power play for JP2. Puck was carried to center, turned back over to the Irish, sent back into the JP2 zone, quickly cleared out by Michael McEver. Now here's Reese Davidson, right wing side of the Father Ryan zone. around the back of the net. Joe Hiller wants it in the slot. He tried to go to the slot. Puck was deflected. McKever sending it back down the wall to the inboards. Put out in front for McKever, and his shot. I don't know if it was saved by Karpanek or if it missed the net, but the rebound cleared. Penalty time is up. Father Ryan back at even strength. Hickerson came out of his own net to play the puck. One of his teammates gets to it and clears it. I think it was Winston Walker who was clearing it out of the zone. Puck at center on the far side. Irish with it. Sent back into the JP2 end on the right wing side. Hugo Ford keeps it away from Sam Pinkston and clears. Sam Halloran unsuccessfully tried to keep it in the zone. Puck back at center. Hudson Laux with it. Brings it back into the JP2 zone over the blue line. And it knocked off his stick by Jagger Dwyer as he was trying to go to the near boards, and Dwyer clears. Curtis Newman catches up to it inside the Father Ryan zone. Passes ahead to center, and it went off the stick of Sam Halloran into the JP2 bench. 3:16 to go in the first. Father Ryan still up 2-0 on JP2. Draw is going to be on the dot in front of the Father Ryan bench. Won by JP2. Michael McEver dumps it into the Father Ryan zone. Father Ryan clear it out. Sent back in by JP2, but intercepted and brought back out by Danny Libby, who tried to dump it into the JP2 zone. I think he was trying to send it on goal, but it deflected off a JP2 stick past the net to the right of Hickerson. Joe Hiller brings it to center. Back into the Father Ryan zone on the right wing side. Going around the back of the net. Try to leave it in front. And it was covered up by Karpanek. 2:38 left in the first. Still 2-0 Father Ryan. Draw is going to be to Karpanek's left. Won by the Irish. Sent around the boards and out to center. Michael McEver had it for a moment. Ends up behind him back in his own zone. Picked up by Pruzinski. Put in front. And Sam Halloran with a shot that misses the net. Just to the left of Hickerson. Halloran was all alone in front, and he missed the target as the puck came his way. It's out at center. Halloran with it. Backhands it over to Hart. Hart in the slot. A shot, score. Gage Hart from the high slot. Rips it over the glove hand of Hickerson into the back of the net. He completes his hat trick, and it's 3-0 Father Ryan with 2:06 to go in the first. Draw one by the Irish. Brendan Malloy brings the puck back into the JP2 zone on the left wing side. Tried to send it around the kick plate. Puck came back to him. Turns it over. JP2 finally get it out to center, but not very far. Intercepted by Hudson Laux. Laux brings it back into the JP2 zone in the slot. A shot. Stopped by Hickerson. Puck popped up into the air, and he actually slid back a bit. It landed in the crease. Laux had a shot at it, but Hugo Ford put the stick down and blocked it, allowing Hickerson to recover and cover the puck up. Wow, that was close to 4-0. But it's still 3-0 Father Ryan with 90 seconds left in the first. Draw to the left of Hickerson. It hit Hickerson in the chest and popped way up in the air and landed in the crease. And Laux for a moment had a chance to get on the score sheet. Here's Ridgeway Lambert on the near side boards. Coming in to take the puck off him was David Bavis. Reese Davidson will bring it out to center. Davidson brings it back into the Father Ryan zone. Falls over near the goal line. And then Danny Libby coughs up the puck to David Bavis. Tried to pass it in front. It was intercepted and cleared by Father Ryan. We're inside the final minute of the first. JP2 nearly turning the puck over near their own blue line. Now Carter Bohoric brings it back into the Father Ryan zone. Try to pass to the slot. It's intercepted. Carried to center. It's Laux, left wing side of the JP2 zone. Passing it up to the left, or passing it to the left circle, and a shot from Lambert turned away by Hickerson. Clearing attempt held in at the left point, and a shot from Merrick McCullers off a stick and over the net. Less than 30 seconds to go in the first. Hugo Ford back into the Father Ryan zone. Had a man in front of him in the slot. It was McCullers preventing him from taking the shot, but McCullers is going to be called for elbowing. He put the elbow up as Ford was coming down the slot. So JP2 returned to the power play down 3-0 with 12.7 seconds to go in the first. Draw is going to be to the right of Karpanek. One by JP2 and a shot from Joe Hiller, top of the left circle, turned away by Karpanek. Puck comes back up to the left point. Hiller again with a shot. Missed the net to the left of Karpanek. Puck at the inboards, and that's it for the first period. Gage Hart with a first period hat trick. Father Ryan leading JPII-MLK-GCS 3-0 at the end of one in the first first Henry Hine Cup winners bracket semifinal. I'll be back in a few seconds with the start of the second, but if you're listening on the YouTube podcast, we're going to go ahead and take you to the start of the second period. Ready to start the second period of this one. Ethan Hickerson still in goal for JP2. Jack Karpanek still in goal for Father Ryan. For this second period, JP2 will carry the puck towards me. Father Ryan will carry it away from me. JP2 starting this second period with 1:48 of power play time carrying over. And JP2 win the draw to start the second. Joe Hiller trying to pass across to Michael McKever inside the JP2 zone. He whiffed on it twice. Keeps the puck in his possession. He just decides to bring it out into the Father Ryan zone on the right wing side. Dropping it down the near side boards to the left wing corner. Trying to clear it out with Sam Halloran. Here's Hiller closing into the slot. His shot hit the post to the left of Jack Karpanek. And the rebound cleared out of the zone by Brendan Malloy. So Hiller held the puck in and decided he was going to take the shot, and he just missed it. Puck brought back into the Father Ryan zone on the right wing side. McKever below the goal line, round the back of the net. Puts it out in front. Oh, and whiffing on it in the slot in front of the net was Reese Davidson, and the puck cleared out by Malloy again. Inside the final minute of the power play for JP2. Puck brought back into the Father Ryan zone. It's Davidson in the right circle. Past the slot. Oh, went off the stick blade of Ian Sullivan. And it's either Curtis Newman or Brendan Malloy that ends up firing it into the netting above the glass on the far side. 47 seconds left in the power play, 12:59 to go in the second. 3-0 Father Ryan. Gage Hart with a first period hat trick for the Fighting Irish. Draw will be to Karpanek's left. One by JP2. Joe Hiller at the blue line, sitting it in front, and David Bavis unable to get a deflection as he was going to the front of the net. Bavis backhanding it up to the right half wall, back down to Bavis, put in front! Oh, and whiffed on by Davidson right in front of the net. Here's Ian Sullivan, bottom of the left circle. Puck jabbed away by Gage Hart. With now 20 seconds left in the power play for Father Ryan. Hart back in the for JP2. Hart back in the JP2 zone, handed the puck off. And a shot, I think, from Jackson Bruzinski off a stick and out of play. Off a JP2 stick. They're going to drop the puck to the right of Hickerson. 13 seconds left in the power play. 12:25 to go in the second. 3-0 Father Ryan. Draw in by Father Ryan. Puck went to the inboards. JP2 come up with it. They bring it out to center. Jagger Dwyer, left wing side of the Father Ryan zone. Danny Libby put the body in front of him and forced him off the puck. Gage Hart clears. Penalty time is up. Father Ryan back at even strength. Puck in the left wing corner of the JP2 zone. Gage Hart trying to take it away from Jagger Dwyer. And we're going to get a whistle and a roughing call. It's Jackson Bruzinski going to the box for the Fighting Irish. So JP2 return to the power play, still down 3-0 with 11:52 to go in the second. Draw is going to be to the left of Karpanek. Won by JP2. Here's Joe Hiller out at the left point. Moving along the blue line, passing to the right point. Michael McEver moving down a bit. Send it to towards the left-hand side of the net and deflected over by David Bavis. Standing at the goal line. Past the slot, broken up by Brendan Malloy. Held in, and a shot from the blue line off the glove of Karpanek, and he covers at the top of the crease. That was Reese Davidson taking that shot. Draw to the left of Karpanek again. Irish win it and cleared out of the zone to center by Hudson Louts. Joe Hiller tracks it down, passes across. Oh, but it went off the boards. Ridgeway Lambert dumps it into the JP2 zone. Puck behind the net. Hiller grabs it. Ran into a Father Ryan player, lost the puck, but Bavis there to clear it out. Now it's back in the Father Ryan zone. Brendan Malloy falls over. McEver's trying to pass the slot. Here's Joe Hiller passing off. Oh, and it went off of Karpanek. He was trying to go across to the right-hand side of the net. Bavis. Karpanek broke that up. Hiller tried to pass the slot, and Hugo Ford deflected off the stick of either Lambert or Malloy. Here's Bavis at the inboards. Passing out to the high slot. A shot from Reese Davidson, blocked by Merrick McCullers. And Hudson Louts fires the rebound to the other end of the ice. Well under a minute left in the power play for JP2. Puck brought back into the Father Ryan zone. Dumped to the inboards by Davidson. He'll pick it up on the far side. He's out of the blue line. Passes to the right circle. McEver goes across. And a one-timer from Ian Sullivan. Blockered away by Karpanek, who got across to the right-hand post in time. 15 seconds left in the man advantage for JP2. Here's Hiller. Back in the Father Ryan zone. Try to go down the slot. Couldn't get around Curtis Newman, who ends up firing it into the JP2 bench, trying to bank it off the far boards. As Merrick McCullers gives Karpanek an attaboy for that terrific save on Ian Sullivan. 6 seconds left in the power play. 9:58 to go in the second. It is still 3-0 Father Ryan. Draw to the right of Karpanek. JP2 win the draw. They hold it in the zone. No, they could not. Michael McEver couldn't keep it in. Penalty time against Father Ryan is up. They're back at even strength. Here's Curtis Newman. Left wing side of the JP2 zone. Can't get around the back checker. Puck in the left wing corner. Father Ryan with it, bringing it around. It's Gage Hart trying to put it in front for Sam Halloran. Oh, and he couldn't hang on to it right as he got to the front of the net. Puck cleared by the Knights back into the Father Ryan zone. Danny Libby carries it out to center. Back into the JP2 zone, fires it past the net to the right of Ickerson, and then it comes off the boards. And the rebound put in near the right-hand side of the net. I'm not sure who it was just yet. I think it's Sam Halloran. Yes, it is. Libby shot, missed the net. Then the puck rebound off the boards came to Halloran near the right-hand side, and he bangs it in to make it 4-0 Father Ryan with 9:17 to go in the second. So finally, someone who's not Gage Hart scoring for the Irish. Puck sent on goal, the Father Ryan goal, very softly from the right point, calmly turned away by Karpanek. I think it was Ian Sullivan who took that shot. Gage Hart with it now for the Irish. Passing it up the near side off the stick of Jackson Brzezinski. He was behind the red line, so that's going to go for an icing. Draw is going to be to Karpanek's left. Won by JP2. Shot from the right point. Ian Sullivan blocked. He gets the rebound and his shot off the blocker of Karpanek and over the net. First shot was blocked by Gavin Thornburg. Puck held in at the left point and a shot gloved and held onto by Karpanek. It would have missed the net to his left, but he gloves and hangs on just to be safe. That was Hugo Ford with that shot attempt. 8:35 to go in the second. 4-0 Father Ryan. Draw will be to Karpanek's right. Looked like JP2 won it, but Father Ryan take it away and clear it out. Puck out at center. Brought back into the Father Ryan zone. A slot, a shot, kind of hopped up in the air. It was Reese Davidson who took that shot, kind of popped up in the air, came back down and was blocked away by Karpanek. Shot from the blue line blocked at the center point. That was David Bavis. Now the puck back in the right wing corner. Here's Reese Davidson coming around to the far side. Decides to backhand it over to the near side. Held into the right point, Ian Sullivan. Sullivan almost had the puck taken away by Gavin Thornburg. Held onto it, passed it down the wall to Davidson. Tried to go back up top to the top of the right circle, and David Bavis, who couldn't hang on to it, Emakazi clears. Puck brought back into the Father Ryan zone by Ian Sullivan. Goes to the far side boards, try to pass it up to the left point. It's intercepted. Here's Gavin Thornburg. Back into the JP2 zone. Shot misses the net to the right of Hickerson, and then a rebound try off the boards by Laux was unsuccessful. Puck comes up to the right point. Held in by Curtis Newman. Or is that Emakazi getting pushed around? I think it's Newman. It's Newman. Sometimes that 8 looks like a 9 from far distances. Speaking of long distance shots, Newman with one from the center point that's stopped and covered up by Hickerson. 7:06 to go in the second, still 4-0 Father Ryan. Draw's going to be to Hickerson's right. Won by the Irish. One-timer from the left point. Turned away by Hickerson. That was Curtis Newman taking that shot. Puck now in the left wing corner. Joe Hiller clearing it out to center. Back into the Father Ryan zone. This could go for an icing. Nope, it's waved off. Danny Libby gets to the puck. Drops it back behind the net for Newman. Newman ahead to Gage Hart. Passing over to Hudson Laux. Now Libby. Libby back into the JP2 zone with a shot. Misses the net to the right of Hickerson. Clearing attempt held into the left circle by Michael Jaskowski. A shot missed the net. Ridgway Lambert at the end boards. Wanted to put it out in front and couldn't. JP2 with a takeaway, trying to clear it out. They do. Here's Curtis Newman passing across to Libby. Far side of his own zone. Went off the stick of Libby. Ended up behind him. Joe Hiller comes in to grab the puck. Hiller tried to pass the slot and knocks Morgan. Dylan Anderson. Now Newman with it. Carrying it to the far side of his own zone. Banks it off the boards and out. Ridgway Lambert crossing the red line, dumping it back into the JP2 zone. Here's Hudson Laux on the near side out towards the blue line. Trying to pass across. Went off a JP2 sticking out of the zone. Brendan Malloy sending it back into the JP2 end for Sam Halloran, who couldn't catch up to it. And cleared out by JP2. But right to Jackson Brzezinski, who tried to bring it back into the JP2 zone, and it poked off his stick at the blue line. Brought back into the JP2 zone by Merrick McCullers, and he fires it over the net from the top of the left circle. JP2 tried to carry the puck out, taken away right at the blue line. Puck in the right wing corner. Now Brendan Malloy trying to go around the back of the net. JP2 with it, trying to pass it up the near side. Dylan Anderson. Oh, he has a pass intercepted. Shot from Brendan Malloy. Misses the net to the left of Hickerson. Puck coming up to the left point. That's Gage Hart holding it in. Now Hart moving down the right wing. Passing it below the goal line. Pass back up to the right point, and I think Laux, who passes over to the left circle. Merrick McCullers a shot. I think it went off of Hickerson into the netting above the glass. 4:34 to go in the second, still 4-0, Father Ryan. Draws to the right of Hickerson. Won by JP2. They try and clear it out. Held in by Danny Libby at the right point. And this shot blocked. Gage Hart from the bottom right circle fires it across the front of the net. Held in at the left point by Curtis Newman. Trying to dump it down low. Intercepted. But then Newman comes in and takes it back from, I think that's Reese Davidson. And then a pass back to Newman at the blue line. He couldn't get there in time. Puck goes through center back into the Father Ryan zone. Newman dropping back. Banks it off the far boards. Here's Gage Hart out at center. Back into the JP2 zone. Moving to the left wing. Oh, offside. He and Sam Halloran were crisscrossing, and I think Halloran went over the blue line before Hart did. 3:57 to go in the second. Still 4-0 Father Ryan. Draw's going to be on the dot in front of the Irish bench. Draw one by Father Ryan. They dump it into the JP2 zone. It's behind the net. JP2 come over there, try and clear. Held in at the right point by Daniel Levy. Moves down the right circle. Shot is blocked. Puck carried to center by JP2. Hugo Ford back into the Father Ryan zone. Shot from the left wing side. Misses the net to the right of Karpanek. And then the puck sent through the top of the crease from the near side boards by David Bavis. Puck sent back the other way by Father Ryan. It touched the JP2 stick on its way out. So no icing. Father Ryan making some changes. Here's Reese Davidson passing to the Irish slot. A backhander from Carter Bohoric. Popped up into the air. I think it may have been blocked in front. Here's Curtis Newman. Trying to bring the puck back into the JP2 zone. It got away from him. He gathers it back in. Fires it on goal from behind the blue line. Hickerson gloves it and then drops it to continue play. And McCullers, as the puck came out, with another one-timer back into the JP2 zone. Gloved and dropped by Hickerson again. And McCausey in the right wing corner battling with Hugo Ford. Hudson Laux comes in. Causey trying to pass across to the right-hand side of the net. Gavin Thornburg couldn't get his stick on it. Puck held in at the left point by Brendan Malloy. Moving to the front of the net. A shot stopped by Hickerson, and he'll cover at his right-hand post. 2:23 to go in the second. Still 4-0 Father Ryan. Draw's going to be to Hickerson's right. Won by Father Ryan. They're trying to put it in front. And McCausey trying to stuff it in. Hickerson stopping her. Merrick McCullers at the blue line with a shot that's blocked. Puck held in. Laux on the left wing side trying to put it in front. I think it missed the net. I don't know if it ever got to Hickerson. JP2 with it out at center and poked away by Father Ryan. Taken back by the Irish. Laux left wing side of the JP2 zone. Round the back of the net. Could not put it out in front. And the puck cleared out to center by JP2 back into the Father Ryan zone. Merrick McCullers banks it off the near boards. Laux couldn't carry it out. Brendan Malloy passes it ahead to him at center. It's back in the JP2 zone. Joe Hiller's going to get to it. Puck still in the JP2 zone. Hiller passing it ahead. Here's Ian Sullivan shooting with the right circle of the Father Ryan zone. Not blocked away by Karpanek, but the rebound comes up the slot. And Winston Walker fires it into the back of the net to get JP2 on the board. It's 4-1 Father Ryan with 78 seconds left in the second. So Sullivan brought the puck in. First shot was blocked away by Karpanek, but nobody in white could clear the rebound, so Winston Walker able to shoot it into the back of the net. JP2 getting on the board. Just over a minute left in the second. JP2 win the draw, bring it back into the Father Ryan zone. Sullivan sends it across the front of the net through the top of the crease. Correction, that was Reese Davidson. Puck now on the near side boards again, held in at the right point. Inside the final minute of the second now. Here's Curtis Newman trying to clear out. He whiffed on it. So here's Davidson going to the bottom right circle, trying to put it in front for Carter Bohoric, who couldn't get a stick on it. He was tied up with Danny Libby. And that allowed Karpanek to stop it with his glove and cover. 48.2 seconds to go in the second. 4-1 Father Ryan. Draw to the left of Karpanek. One by JP2, held in at the right point. Shot from the left point, off the left leg pad of Karpanek. That was from Hugo Ford. Trying to pass it near the right-hand side of the net to David Bavis. Intercepted. Puck held in at the left point. Shot blocked by Hudson Laux, who brings it into the JP2 zone, gets up a shot. That's off the glove of Hickerson into the netting above the glass. So Laux with that shot block. Not sure who he blocked it. I'm not sure whose shot he blocked. But he caught up to the loose puck at center and had that chance. Past 30 seconds to go in the second. Draw is going to be to the left of Hickerson. One by Father Ryan. Curtis Newman, top of the right circle. Shot blocked. And JP2 couldn't clear it out. Here's Sam Halloran shooting from near the blue line, and it's past the net. Danny Levy keeping the puck alive at the left point. Actually has to drop it back to center for Laux. Here's Curtis Newman. Dropping it back for Laux, but time runs out in the second. Sam Halloran scoring to put Father Ryan up 4-0, but with just under 90 seconds left in the second. Winston Walker getting JPII-MLK-GCS on the board. So Father Ryan now leading JPII-MLK-GCS 4-1 after two periods in this Henry Hine Cup winners bracket semifinal. I'll be back in a few seconds with the start of the third. But if you're listening on the YouTube podcast, we're going to go ahead and take you to the start of the third period. Ready to start the third period of this one. Jack Karpanek still in goal for Father Ryan. Ethan Hickerson still in goal for JP2. For this third period, Father Ryan will carry the puck towards me. JP2 will carry it away from me. If JP2 come back and tie the game and the third period finishes that way, we'll go to a 5-minute 3-on-3 sudden death overtime, and if that doesn't solve things, a shootout. Father Ryan win the draw to start the third. Here's Sam Halloran, right wing side of the JP2 zone, trying to backhand it to the slot. Broken up with the skates of Joe Hiller, and Carter Bohoric will bring it out to center. Bohoric brings it back into the Father Ryan zone on the near side. It poked away. Irish trying to get it out. Now here's David Bavis, right wing side of the Father Ryan zone, passing across to Reese Davidson, bottom of the left circle, got it on goal, stopped and covered up by Jack Karpanek. 13:26 to go in regulation, 4-1 Father Ryan. Draw is going to be to the right of Karpanek. It's won by Father Ryan. They send it around the boards to the far side, held into the right point, sent back down to the right wing corner, and this time it's cleared out by the Irish. Joe Hiller will catch up to it inside the JP2 zone. Sends it up the far boards, off the wall, back into the Father Ryan end. Quickly cleared out by Merrick McCullers. Hiller with it again at center. Back into the Father Ryan zone, shooting from the slot. Missed the net to the right of Karpanek. Puck on the near side. Puck cleared out by Father Ryan, brought back into the JP2 zone. It's at the end boards. Joe Hiller passing it up the far side. Cleared out by Bavis, but sent right back in by Danny Libby. However, Ridgeway Lambert had to get back inside. Hiller with a stretch pass. Reese Davidson going down the Father Ryan slot to the net, and his shot stopped and covered up by Karpanek. 12:23 to go in regulation. 4-1 Father Ryan. Draw is going to be to the right of Father Ryan. Sorry, right of Karpanek. Good Lord. Not to the right of the school. It's to the right of the goalie. School would be one heck of a goaltender, though. Far too big to fit in this whole building, let alone this rink, this one sheet. Puck on the far side, sent across the front of the Irish net. It's out at center. Hugo Ford just inside his own blue line. Passing up the far side and sent back into the Father Ryan zone by Ben Parrish. And we have a big hit at the end boards behind the Father Ryan net, and it's going to result in a penalty. Didn't see what it was. I was looking at my roster. It's against JP2. Actually, I think, is it coincidentals? Looked like we had a penalty against. No, it's a penalty against Father Ryan. Okay. Gotta pull up the. It's JP2 back on the power play, down 4-1 with 11:47 to go in regulation. Didn't see what the call was. I'm not sure who was in the box. Hudson Laux in the box for interference. Okay. Draw is going to be to the left of Karpanek. Won by JP2. Joe Hiller out of the blue line, moving down the left wing, taking a shot. Knocked down with a glove of Karpanek. Rebound cleared away from the net, still in the zone. Michael McEver carrying it down to the inboards. That's coming back up the far side. Hiller can't keep it in at the right point. Has to chase it all the way back into his own zone. He'll grab it. Bring it back to center. Back into the Father Ryan zone on the right wing side. Goes to the inboards. Around the back of the net. Trying to put it out in front. Nobody in a gold sweater there. Puck sliding through center back into the Father Ryan zone. Gage Hart gets to it. Sorry, back into the JP2 zone. Gage Hart gets to it. Tries to wrap around, and Hickerson got across to his left-hand side of the net in time to make a left leg pad save, and then Sam Pinkston couldn't punch in the rebound. Father Ryan suddenly ending up with a short-handed chance, but Hickerson keeping it out of the net. 75 seconds left in the power play. 11:02 to go in regulation. Still 4-1. Father Ryan. Draw is going to be to the left of Ethan Hickerson. Won by JP2. Ian Sullivan brings it out to center. Trying to dump it into the Father Ryan zone. It's intercepted. Brought back into the JP2 end by Brendan Malloy. Malloy passing to the slot, but it's intercepted by Reese Davidson. Kept it away from Sam Halloran. Less than a minute left in the power play for JP2 now. Halloran backhanding it up to the left point. Curtis Newman moving down a bit, taking a shot. Stopped by Hickerson. Rebound collected by Joe Hiller. He's in the right wing corner. Passing it up the far side. Reese Davidson out at center. Back into the Father Ryan zone. Tried to drive it back to the left point, but Michael McEver had moved down the wall. Puck carried to center by Halloran. Now it's back in the JP2 zone. Halloran battling with Joe Hiller. Poked the puck away from him. And McCausey a shot from the right edge of the slot. Kicked away by Hickerson with a left leg pad. Causey scored twice in the regular season. She nearly had a playoff marker there. 15 seconds left in the power play for JP2. Puck brought back into the Father Ryan zone. McKever at the right point. Trying to pass it down the wall, intercepted. And Emma Causey will clear to kill the rest of the penalty. Penalty time against Father Ryan is up. They're back at even strength. Michael Jaskoski behind the net. Brings it to the bottom of the right circle and a shot stopped by Hickerson. Carter Bohoric brings it out to center. Has it taken back by Father Ryan. Brought back into the JP2 zone, and Danny Libby gets knocked into the near side boards by Joe Hiller. Puck coming up to the left point. Jagger Dwyer with it for JP2. Passing it over to Hugo Ford. Hugo Ford will bring it out to center. Back into the Father Ryan zone. Smacked away by Merrick McCullers. Cleared out. Here's Curtis Newman on the near side at center. Sorry, it's Ridgeway Lambert. Right wing side of the JP2 zone. Gage Hart putting it in front. Score! Michael Jaskoski. Gage Hart at the bottom of the right circle found Jaskoski all alone in front. And Jaskoski lifts it over the blocker of Hickerson into the back of the net to make it 5-1 Father Ryan with 8:46 to go in regulation. JP2 win the draw, dump it back into the Father. Now Father Ryan send it back to the other end of the ice. Here's Hugo Ford. Almost had it poked away by Sam Halloran. Puck kept alive at the left point by Merrick McCullers. Sent around the boards to the near side by Emma Causey, and Sam Pinkston had it poked away. Here's Ian Sullivan having it jabbed off his stick by Halloran, and Emma Causey couldn't collect it, so JP2 gather it back in and bring it back to center. Ben Parrish trying to send it towards the front of the net from the left point of the Irish zone. It was intercepted by an Irish stick right in front of Karpanek. Dump back into the Father Ryan zone. It's behind the net. McCullers in the left wing corner. Trying to poke it up the near side and out. Big battle for the puck in that left wing corner. McCullers in there. Finally dug loose by JP2. Ian Sullivan shot in the top of the right circle over the net, over the glove of Karpanek. Father Ryan with it, but it's taken away. Shot from the right circle, and Hugo Ford scores. Hugo Ford took the puck away, carried it to the right circle, fires it into the top corner on the right-hand side of the net. And it is 5-2 Father Ryan with 7:07 to go in regulation. And Ethan Hickerson will be replaced for the rest of the game by Cade Garrett. So Cade Garrett making his second appearance of the season, but for a different team. Again, he is the third string goalie for Hendersonville. He only made one appearance in the regular season, one start. That was against Brentwood back in November. Hendersonville won that game. And here he is in goal wearing JP2 colors. Father Ryan win the draw. Curtis Newman with a backhander. Garrett stops it and covers. Michael McEver pushing the rebound back under him so he could get it covered up. Draw is to the left of Hickerson. And Danny Corns let the clock run during the break in play, and he stopped the clock when he dropped the, oh, yeah, okay, he's got it running again. And Michael Jaskowski took a hit at the inboards. He's back in his skates. Puck out at center, Brendan Malloy with it. Ridgeway Lambert passing across to the far side. Brought back into the JP2 zone by Curtis Newman. His shot blocked by Michael McEver. And JP2 clear it out. Here's David Bavis, left wing side of the Father Ryan zone. Trying to put it in front, but whoever he was aiming for couldn't get the redirect. Puck on the near boards. Ridgeway Lambert sending it around to the near side. Here's Curtis Newman sending it back around to the other side. Puck behind the net, put in front. And Reese Davidson, I think, missed the net from right in front. Father Ryan with it. They bring it back to center. Here's Gage Hart. Back into the JP2 zone. Moving down the right wing. Puck got away from him as Joe Hiller tried to poke it away. Now battle for the puck just above the right wing corner. Sam Halloran brings it out to the slot. Backhands it near the right wing boards to, Hudson Laux, who shot. No, I'm sorry, Sam Pinkston, his shot from near the right wing boards, near the right half wall, hit the crossbar. Father Ryan sending the puck back into the JP2 zone. Icing was in front of the red line when it was dumped in. Puck cleared out. Michael McEver dumps it back into the Father Ryan zone, and the Irish are going to end up icing it down the near side. Oh, waved off. And, well, the linesman who was closest to the puck waved it off, and I guess he was waved off by the linesman on the other end or one of the refs. 4:45 to go in regulation, still 5-2 Father Ryan. And Michael McEver, no, okay, it was a penalty behind the play. Michael McEver called for roughing, so Father Ryan back to the power play up 5-2 with 4:45 to go in regulation. Draws to the left of Cade Garrett. Draw one by Father Ryan. Gage Hart, top of the left circle. Taking a shot, blocked away by Garrett. And from one knee, I think it was Sam Pinkston trying to backhand the puck up to the right point. And it missed Ridgeway Lambert. It actually went towards the middle of the ice all the way back down into the Father Ryan zone. Gage Hart passing it up to the left point. And Curtis Newman back down the wall to Hart. Hart getting off a backhander. Stopped, rebound, score. Moved to the right-hand side of the net. Got off a backhander that was stopped by Garrett. Ridgeway Lambert was there. He passed it across to the left-hand side of the net, and Sam Halloran knocks it into the wide-open net to convert the power play and make it 6-2 Father Ryan with 4:01 to go in regulation. Here's Michael McEver bringing the puck back into the Father Ryan zone off the draw. I think he left it for either Davidson or Sullivan, and they shot it over the net. Puck behind the net. Brought out to the left-hand side, and a backhander from Jagger Dwyer. Gloved and held on to by Karpanek, and I think the net became dislodged a bit, so they're pulling it back into place. Draw to the left of Karpanek. One by the Irish, but they turn it over inside the zone. Puck comes towards the front of the net. Cleared out. back in the JP2 zone, cleared out by Joe Hiller. With it for JP2 inside the Father Ryan zone on the right wing side is Casimir Herzer. Puck taken away from him and cleared out. Now it's back in the JP2 zone. Behind the net, Joe Hiller. Trying to pass it up the near side, slowed up with the stick of Sam Pinkston. Jagger Dwyer with it at center. Back into the Father Ryan zone. Puck comes up to the right point, McEver. Passes down to the right wing corner. Trying to put it in front. Puck on the near side boards. Pinkston trying to clear it out. Held in at the blue line. Puck carried to the end boards. Brought out to the right wing side. Passed out to the blue line on a one-timer from McEver, turned away by Karpanek. And the puck will be brought out to center by Merrick McCullers. Passed it ahead off the stick of Sam Pinkston to kill off the icing. Joe Hiller picks it up for JP2. Hiller to center. Got knocked down. And he drew a penalty. Draws a penalty against Sam Halloran. A tripping call, so JP2 returned to the power play down 6-2 with 2:08 to go in regulation. Draw is going to be to the right of Karpanek. Draw one by JP2. Michael McEver passed the slot on a one-timer, turned away by Karpanek. And the Irish fire it down ice on goal. Cade Garrett having to steer it away. Here's Joe Hiller. Out to center, drops it back to Sullivan. Ian Sullivan. Turned it over to his own blue line. He left it behind him. Here's Ridgway Lambert. Passing it off. Hudson knocks a backhander. Stopped by Garrett. It's behind him, and he covers it with his glove. He was reaching back for it. He found it. 86 seconds left in the power play. 93 seconds left in regulation. Still 6-2 Father Ryan. Draw is going to be to the right of Ethan Hickerson. Joe Hiller clears it out on the near side. Puck sent back into the JP2 zone. Hugo Ford passing it up the far side. Brought back into the Father Ryan zone, and a shot from the right wing, gloved and held onto by Karpanek. It's from Reese Davidson. Draw will be to the left of Karpanek. It's won by JP2. Joe Hiller out of the blue line, passing down the left wing. And they score! Puck was carried to the right-hand side of the net and fired in. I think it may have gone off the right-hand post. Let me see who it is. Leading a fist bump parade. It's Hugo Ford, and I think that's his second goal of the game. It's a shorthanded goal. No, it's a power play goal. It was a power play goal. JP2 is a power play goal for JP2. 6-3 Father Ryan with 66 seconds left in regulation. I think that was Ford's second of the game. I'm pretty sure he was the one that scored early on in this period. Father Ryan dumped the puck up, iced it. It was iced. Michael Jaskowski was just behind the red line when he dumped it in. We have entered the final minute of regulation. Draw is going to be to the left of Karpanek. And timeout's been called. I think by JP2. Are they going to leave the net empty? Wow. Down 3 inside the final minute. They're going to leave the net empty. So they're still trying to win this one. Again, 57.6 seconds left in regulation. Father Ryan up 6-3. So Father Ryan, as long as this holds up, will take the first spot in the winner's bracket final 11 days from now, 6:30 on the Terry Crisp Rink in Bellevue. JP2 will play in the game right after against Brentwood, the second loser's bracket quarterfinal. JV League playoffs began tonight. Play-in game between the 8th and 9th place finishers in the regular season, Clarksville Kings and Harpeth Hall. Draw to the left of Karpanek as the timeout is done, won by JP2. Joe Hiller trying to pass across, couldn't get it to Michael McKever. So JP2 with a net empty. Puck ends up going out of the zone. Tracked down by Hugo Ford inside his own zone. Goes to the inboards with Sam House. Reese Davidson will bring the puck back to center. Had it taken away. Michael Jaskoski chips it back into the JP2 zone. Less than 30 seconds left in regulation. Ford. Puck fired up the far side. Intercepted by Father Ryan. Hiller with it. Brings it back into the Father Ryan zone. Goes to left circle, a shot deflected into the netting above the glass by a Father Ryan stick. I think it may have gone off the stick of Merrick McCullers. 6.5 seconds to go. Father Ryan up 6-3. They're going to hang on and win this one. Won by Father Ryan. And that's it. Father Ryan take the first spot in the Henry Hine Cup Winners Bracket Final, defeating JPII-MLK-GCS 6-3. JP2 fall into the losers bracket, and they will play Brentwood on February. Teams will play again 11 days from now on February 23rd. Father Ryan will take on the Outlaws Indy winner in the Winners Bracket Final. Outlaws and Indy will play each other on Tuesday night in the next playoff game. So I'm going to have to ask. I think Hugo Ford had 2 goals for JP2. I don't want to get a stat wrong. I don't want to start listing goal scorers without having the info correct. I'm going to go ask Justin Clark. So, Justin Clark, well, Collier Owen's going to go ask, because I don't want to get it wrong in the newsletter. I'm pretty sure that was Hugo Ford who stole the puck early on in this period and fired it into the back of the net from the right circle. I'm pretty sure he had 2 goals. And then once we confirm, I'll start going over the goal scorers. Let's check in on that JV League playoff game. Again, the play-in game between the 8th and 9th place finishers, Clarksville Kings and Harpeth Hall. The winner plays the regular season champs Hendersonville tomorrow night in the quarterfinals. 3 quarterfinals tomorrow. And then the other quarterfinal will be next Thursday between 2-seed Station Camp and 7-seed MBA. And it's not coming up on my laptop, so I'll bring it up on the phone. Clarksville won 7-0, so Harpeth Hall season is over, and Clarksville on to the quarterfinals tomorrow night to take on Hendersonville. Tomorrow's quarterfinals in the JV League playoffs, Hendersonville against Clarksville. All the games are here in the North Ring in Antioch tomorrow. All the games are on Rink 2 in Bellevue tomorrow. Hendersonville against Clarksville in the 1-8 game at 5:30. 6:45, 5-seed Father Ryan against 4-seed Franklin. And then at 8 p.m., USNBA, the 6-seed, taking on the 3-seed Tennessee Outlaws, who have won the JV League the last 2 seasons, but might not this year because Hendersonville had a perfect 12-0 record in the regular season. And then the other quarterfinal next Thursday between 7-seed Montgomery Bell and 2-seed Station Camp here in the North Ring in Antioch at 6:15. The semifinals are next Friday at I think 6:45 and 8 p.m. respectively over on Rink 2 in Bellevue. $6:15 and 7:30, and then the championship game is on February 27th at 6:15 on Rink 2 in Bellevue. Well, I haven't gotten an answer, so I'm going to say the goal scorers for JP2, 2 goals for Hugo Ford and the other from Winston Walker. And for Father Ryan, first period hat trick from Gage Hart, 2 goals from Sam Haller and the others from Michael Jaskowski. So Gage Hart is our player of the game with his first period hat trick, as Father Ryan win this one 6-3, and they'll be playing again 11 days from now in the winner's bracket final against the winner of Tuesday's game between the Outlaws and Indy. So let's look over the schedule for next week. On Tuesday, we're right back here in Antioch on the North Rink at 8:30. Tennessee Outlaws taking on Independent Centennial in the second Hine Cup winners bracket semifinal. Then next Wednesday, it's losers bracket quarterfinal night. Both Preds Cup losers bracket quarterfinals and the first Hine Cup losers bracket quarterfinal. 7:10 on Rink A. All these games are at Centennial. 7:10 on Rink A. Hendersonville beats Lawson taking on Page Summit. That's 4 versus 3. So a top 4 seed, another top 4 seed is going to be knocked out of the Preds Cup. 8:30 on Rink B. Mount Juliet taking on the loser of that Indy Outlaws game. So whoever loses on Tuesday has to turn around and play again on Wednesday to try and keep their season alive. And then at 8:45 on Rink A, Station Camp Liberty Creek Nashville Christian taking on MBA. We'll have those 2 Preds Cup games. Actually, our broadcast schedule next week on Tuesday, 8:25 pregame for an 8:30 face-off between the Outlaws and Indy. And then on Wednesday, 7:05 pregame for a 7:10 face-off between Hendersonville and Page. And then an 8:40 pregame for an 8:45 face-off between Station Camp and MBA. And that's all the playoff action next week. So a light week. But then we hit it hard again the week after. We've got 4 games on Monday, 4 games on Monday the 23rd, both winners bracket finals, plus the Preds Cup Losers Bracket semifinal and the second Hine Cup Losers Bracket quarterfinal between Brentwood and JP2. Wednesday, February 25th, it's the Hine Cup Losers Bracket semifinal and the Preds Cup Losers Bracket final. Then on Thursday, the 26th, the Hine Cup Losers Bracket final. All right, before we get off the air, I want to send an on-air shout-out to Chris and Amy Hart, parents of Gage Hart and Thomas Laux, the father of Hudson Laux. They purchased our full-season membership, the package of perks on our buymeacoffee.com page. They get their name listed in the newsletter, which is published almost daily. They're getting this on-air shout-out for any and all Father Ryan games I have and will cover this season, and they're getting this in any and all Father Ryan games I have and will cover as a downloadable MP3. Full-season memberships are no longer available, so I am instead offering playoff-only memberships for those of you who didn't buy during the regular season. It's $7.50 if you just want your name listed in the newsletter and $15 for the package of perks. That is your name listed in the newsletter, plus an on-air shout-out for any and all games I cover of the team that you support, plus downloadable MP3s of any and all games I cover of the team that you support. Go to buymeacoffee.com, buymeacoffee.com/mid10sportsnet, MIDTN SPORTSNET. And in that little box where it says Support Middle Tennessee Sports Network on the top left-hand corner, type in either $7.50 or $15. If you're buying the package of perks, please let me know what team you support so I can put you on my little list on Google Drive. Again, that's buymeacoffee.com, buymeacoffee.com/mid10sportsnet, MIDTN SPORTSNET. And that's it for week 2 of the 2026 GNASH postseason. We're halfway through. We played 15 games. Again, it takes either 28, 29, or 30 games to play the postseason. 28 if neither tournament needs it if necessary. 29 if one needs the if necessary and the other doesn't. 30 if both need their if necessary. So we're either just past halfway or right at. So back-to-back nights of coverage next week. A calm week. And then it's one more week of being busy the week after that. And then the week after that, it's the championship games and maybe the All-Star game. But if both tournaments need there if necessary, we're going to have to play the All-Star game probably the week after that. So our on-air final tonight, Father Ryan 6, JPII-MLK-GCS 3 in the first Henry Hine Cup Winners Bracket semifinal. I'm Michael Hackney. Thanks for listening. Have a safe holiday weekend, especially all those of you playing travel hockey. And we'll talk to you again on Tuesday night at 8:25, right back here in Antioch for the second Hine Cup Winners Bracket semifinal between Outlaws and Indy. Good night, everybody.